Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem neuen Event. Ich bin das Abenteuerfix und wir starten hier nun mit dem, nachdem wir das Valentinstags-Event nun hier geschafft haben, ist es nun Zeit für die männliche Welt und zwar mit dem Chaldea Boys Event 2000. Darf ich nochmal kurz hier anschauen? Genau, 2023, das Fantasy-Event mit einem Amakase-Shiro, was irgendwie aussieht. Aber liebe Leute, lassen wir uns mal überraschen, was hier unser Meisterdieb, scheinbar ist ein Meisterdieb hier so im Petto hat. Und dann würde ich mal sagen, starten wir hier gleich mit dem Prolog des 2023 White Days Event. Und dann hoffen wir mal, dass unser Verbrechen hier gelingt. The safe is old-fashioned. The man takes out the stethoscope and places it on the door, listening carefully as he slowly turns the dial. Sure, an auto dialer would be easier, but they are much too noisy for the liking. Besides, he's always been a big believer in little things adding up over time. 3 turns to the right, 74, 2 turns to the left at 65. And just like that, the first door is open. Next comes the lock. That's the easy part. All he needs for that is the duplicate key he stole. It's rare for anyone to maintain airtight security for decades, no matter how closely guarded a particular valuable might be. And with that, the second door is open. Now for the third door. This one requires a sequence of numbers and letters entered in the right order. A password. It would be impossible to unlock it, and that password was composed of a random string of characters. But a particular word selected to be both secret and memorable, that's a different story. The man recalls everything he knows about the safe's owner's life. He knows this password must have been set decades ago, at the time the safe was purchased, and that it has still be the same today. He focuses. Who besides the safe's owner would have been present on the day it was bought and installed? The man takes a deep breath and enters his best guess with trembling fingers. He knows he will only get one shot. It works. The man carefully opens the final door, doing his best to keep his cool. And sees. The safe is completely empty. No cash, no gold ingots, no securities, no uncoded secret documents, not even artwork. There is not a thing inside to be found. The man stares at the emptiness for a time before slowly getting to his feet and looking up at the sky. Oh well, these things happen. Witter will take more than this to make him give up. Even should his face greatly outnumbered his success, he will remain undeterred. Instead, he turns toward his next destination, praying it will be different. He knows his journey will be a long one. Holy great fan of FIFA Makaz Zero Prologue Shall Sky Soulless. Okay, die Aufmachung ist sehr cool. There's a reason arguments are prohibited here. Putting aside cases like Mr. Direct Current and Mr. Alternate Current, since they'll never reach a consensus. Many servants have very different views on religion, political systems, societal problems, and so on. Our views are inevitable influenced by the time and place we grew up in, and there's no single correct answer to any of these big questions. And to make matters even more troublesome, many of these views are inextricably tied to what makes us who we are. What am I trying to say is nothing good can come from crossing the lines. So it just makes sense that those topics would rarely come up. If they did, we'd be at each other's throats. Of course, between hot-headed fighters like Celts, the Knights of the Round Table and the Greek warriors. It certainly doesn't take much for Scrabbles to erupt into actual combat. But even in those cases, I believe they do their best to keep things professional, for lack of better words, so as not to leave any lasting grudges. I see. Why do you ask? Is there something you're concerned about? Yeah, it's about Paris. Paris, as in Hector's little brother? Right. He had forgotten about this until recently, but it turns out that he is the apple of discord thanks to his novel phantasm. My QP is on the sheeps being behind us. I snuck in it because I thought it'd be good for a laugh, and I'd do it again if I could. Yeah, that sounds like a Greek god. If nothing else, they are very uninhibited. Then again, Paris or Leicester as an adjective would be more appropriate. Anyway, I was just wondering what we should do about it. I can think of a few things off the top of my head. Destroy it, seal it away, or give it to someone for safekeeping. The first two would be easier, but I can understand if you prefer not to go that route. What about the safekeeping option then? You'd have to give it to someone extremely unlikely to sow any discord himself. If you wanted to keep it with a Greek, my suggestion would be Medea. I'm quite certain she could handle a novel phantasm like that easily enough. Actually agreeing to take it is another matter though. Other names that come to mind include Georgios, Marta and Jeanne d'Arc. Essentially anyone with the title of saint can generally be trusted to have plenty of self-control. I see. But one person does seem too perfect to me. Someone who would be sure to accept and would do an excellent job of taking care of it. Really? Who? Ich weiß doch, dass du dich selbst meinst. Okay, mit Deutsch habe ich nicht gerechnet. Thank you, that was yummy. So, you just want me to hold this apple of discord? If you don't mind. Of course not, Master. I'd be happy to. But why me? Oh, that was my idea. I'm guessing you're basically immune to the apple of discord's influence. Oh, how come? Well... Oh, so we're in the cafeteria. I'm afraid we've got a menacing latte or not. Would you mind coming to the command room? Got it. Also kurz zu dem Apfel natürlich. Das ist der Apfel, den hier Paris hatte und den er gefunden hat. Und damit hier im Endeffekt den Krieg von Troja ausgelöst hat, weil er den Apfel der werten Aphrodite geschenkt hat, was ihn ja dann dazu geführt hat, dass Helena die Helena geraubt wurde und dann, wie gesagt, der große Krieg um Troja startet. Nun gut. That sounds urgent. Okay, I got to. But I still want to hear what you were going to say later. Of course, I'd be happy to oblige. Alright, Master. Shall we? Hey, thanks for coming. Let me get right to filling you in about this menacing singularity. First, take a look at this. You managed to get a pretty good idea of what's going on here. Ooh, ein Graal. Someone put up a Holy Grail display? It's actually in solid grey form too, how odd. That's true. Most Holy Grails consist solely of granting magic energy and never take on any shape at all. Well, there was the time a Holy Grail essentially became a handbell, back when Nightingale was center, but that was sort of an exception that proves the rule. It's so shiny. Do we have to bring it in for safekeeping? Well, yet theoretically. But as you can see, this hologram is being kept on display like a valuable work of art. And we are not sure how to get around the security. Well, hey, it's just being kept in the glass case, right? So, can't we just break the glass and be done with it? Oh, and if you're worried about whether I'm sober or not, don't. I've only had a little morning pick me up. Just a moment. You already started drinking? 7 to know. That can't be good for you. Your doctors are such tips. I wish I could take a page out of the book. There's no need for that. Wait, you do? Well, sure I do. But it's roughly a tumble way of life is all I've ever known. And just how I am at this point. I suppose I can't argue with that. Sorry, Master, if you're heading out to repair the singularity, Sunsun and me come along if you want. That's great, thanks guys. Alright then, let's do this thing. Agreed, I do my best to be as helpful as possible. Voyager and I will come to along. Understood, the Master Team for the singularity will be Jinky, Joss and Visansen, Amakaza Shiro Tokisada, and Voyager. Is everyone alright with that? Then I'll stay behind and be your navigator. I look forward to working with all in you on this mission. Also, ein Gral, der ausgestellt wird. Ich wüsste noch, wo dieser Gral das ultimative magische Artefakt war, mit dem man einfach alles machen konnte und so ultra selten war, dass keiner ihn anfassen durfte und überhaupt daran denken kann. Und inzwischen hat ihn einfach jeder. Also, das Slapstick Museum und Section 1, Renouncing Violence. Ich will Gewalt. Dafür sind wir gekommen. Blut. Spiele. Ah, die Mona Lisa. Schön. No problems with the ray shift. The place is packed. I'll switch the audios only for now, sorry. You missed a good some special maker. Seemed to us though you're just a group of normal visitors. I see. So then we should be just fine as long as we don't act out of place. That's right. So that must mean everyone here sees my sword as a walking stick or something. I don't see the Holy Grail here. It must be in a different room. That aside, there's something about this museum. A lot of things here do seem familiar somehow. Right, ja, Master. Also, Mona Lisa, dann haben wir natürlich irgendein Bild von Hokusai, das hier Noble Fantasy und dann Waffen, das werden wahrscheinlich irgendwas von Nobunaga ausgehangen sein. Boah, links diese Kugel, die kommt mir gerade auch mega bekannt vor, ich weiß nicht. Dann Apollo Sharp, das sind Gils Tafeln, das ist wahrscheinlich irgendwo Drake. Nicht schlecht. If you had to conduct the summoning ritual, I imagine an event up with a random servant. Let's see, Holy Grail. I guess our first order of business should be to find out whether it's on display or if it's hidden away somewhere. Then how about we all split up and look for it on our own? Good idea. There doesn't seem much of a chance of a fight breaking out here. Alright, I'll start over there. Something wrong? Oh no, don't worry, it's nothing. Oh, no back on crowds, however. Yeah, why don't you to ride on my shoulders then? Really? Yes, please. Oopsie daisy. Thank you, this is a little embarrassing though. Don't worry, I'll be for a while. It'll only be for a while. Alright, let's get going. All that aside, Master's right. There are many readings seem like they could be used as a catalyst or summoning ritual here for it to be a coincidence. Plus, they are all linked up with no regard for the time period or country of origin. As far as I can tell, the only thing they have in common is that they could apparently be used to summon servants. I don't think I like where this is going. I checked the pyramid exhibits. Agenda, good here. Engage traction, deploy! Master, why don't you now investigate the hallway? It seems relatively quiet. Sounds like a plan. Alright, let's all meet up in an hour at the forest we were shifted to. Good luck. Right. I knew it. Most of the paintings feature heroes too. But there's no discernible rhyme or reason to how they are arranged. Look at this. They've got painting of Heracles next to a picture or scroll of Miyamoto no Reich and their four heavenly kings. It's really a mess, isn't it? Ich sehe nur Gebäude. Das ist einfach... Also hätte man sich schon mehr Mühe gegeben. Das ist einfach also ein Ausschnitt von dem normalen Gebäude aus Berlin. This museum seems to focus on Italian heroes with little regard to where they are from. I can respect that in a way. Do you read me, Master? This is Smash. Neither Sun Shinki nor Voyager had any luck. So they all left the museum for the time being. Then it would seem we're on the right track, unless it's in the storage or something. I don't see a nameplate on this one, even though it is definitely in the exhibit room. Shall we head back? No, I think we just hit the jackpot. Come on. Oh, ein Gerade einfach so zum Mitnehmen. Der das. That's Holy Grail, right? I'd recognize the immense magic energy anywhere. It seems unaltered as well. It's hard to believe they have it up on display as though it was just another work of art. Well, not as just another work of art, they're definitely giving it a special treatment. True enough. How do we go on about getting it? Master, our castle, is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine. Why do you ask? Well, the moment you entered that room, our magic energy sensors started going haywire. May even lose connection. I think there's some more to just a holy... That was fast. I don't know what Mess was trying to tell us. But while we're here, there are a few things about this grails I'd like to double check. Excuse me, do you work here? You could say that. I'm the curator of this museum. What can I do for you? Well, rumor has it there's this chalice you have on display. Here's a genius holy grail. And I was just wondering, is it authentic? I'm actually a man of the cloth myself, or something close to it anyway, so I can't help but to be curious. Of course, I understand completely. Rest assured, you look up the very chalice which caught the blood of Christ. Its presence here ensures that this museum will always be safe and secure. I see. In that case, let me ask you this. While I'm sure touching it would be out of the question, could I arrange for a close examination? I'm afraid not. We've had many similar requests ever since we put it on display. And I'm afraid there seems to be something about the Holy Grail that drives people mad with desire. The last time we let someone near, they quickly became so frenzied that they tried to shatter the glass case. You don't say. Furthermore, the Holy Grails is the symbol of the museum. It is worth far more than any other relic we have on display. Such a security detail has been given orders to kill anyone who gets too close rather than to risk losing it. Ah, I see, thank you. This has been very helpful. Not at all, we appreciate your cooperation. Ah yes, one last thing. Have you ever considered putting the Holy Grail up for auction? The publicity benefits of donating the process to help fight poverty would be incurable. Good one, sir. Sehr lustig. Alright, Master. Since it seems we've been under surveillance ever since we entered this room, I suggest we take our leave for the time being. Huh? We have? You close the door for man. We were fighting. Whatever you do, Master, please don't turn around. There are 2 servants in the back of this room. Ja, und Leute, Mann. Kriegen wir schon weg? I'm guessing the museum summoned them here. And of course, I'm sure they both well aware that I'm a servant as well. So, what do you do now? Excuse me. You two. I don't suppose you'd mind showing yourself? If that's too much to ask for, could you at least tell me your names? Shut up and get lost. We've got nothing to say to you. What my colleague said. We're just guards, nothing more. I suppose that's that then. Very well, until we meet again. Creepy bastard. Feels like he just shot his hand down my throat and grabbed hold of my stomach. He wouldn't have noticed us if you hadn't been so openly hostile. You need to learn to keep you cool like me. Shut up. Well, at least now he knows there are 2 of us, right? Idiot. You didn't take a good look at his smug face, did you? That was the face of a smartass ticking time bomb just waiting to go off. When it blows up in the face if you try to mess with it, and at the worst possible time, even if you just leave it. Ozzy already knows about the other guy. I can already tell this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Also lief's erstmal nicht so gut mit unserem Überfall. So, long story short. They have 3 servants standing guard. 2 are in the open and 1 is hidden. I'm guessing the other 2 don't bother to hide their errors to make it easier to hide the 3rd. How would you figure it out? Their positioning. Given where their voices were coming from, they had to be positioned in areas that would inevitably leave gap in the Holy Grail's defense. A hole? That's right. A gap that simply can't be covered with only 2 servants. If Master and I made a rush for the Holy Grail back then, there's a good chance we could have gotten it, though likely at the cost of my life. Kein großes Problem! Wouldn't that be a problem for you? Remember, this is a Holy Grail we're talking about. Most masters are ready to willing to sacrifice the servants to attain one. Though of course, for better or worse, our master prefers to avoid it whenever possible. I guess that's true. However, judging by how the 2 servants spoke, they didn't seem concerned about the gaping hole in the defense. The most plausible explanation is that there's at least 1 other servant there with them. Saying until we meet again may not have been the best way to avoid detention. Haha, sorry about that. I thought I would be fun to see the looks on their faces if I said that. Well, hear the tone of the voice in this case. You and I would seem to have very different definitions of fun. Understand your personality now, Shiro. If something seems like it'll be fun, you can't help but try it. I suppose you've got me there. At any rate, it sounds like we're gonna have to fight those other servants at some point. And we have to do it at night, so once the museum is closed and all the patrons have left. Though of course, once the museum closes, I'm sure they have the security system in place. We will have to stealthy rather than to simply charge in. Alright, I can see my presents and go check it out. That would be a big help, Jinke. My own presence concealment is just barely better than not having any at all. Hey, don't worry about it. You can make it up to me by using that big beautiful brain of yours. So. This is great. With Jinky here we should be able to find out what's going on in the museum. Master, I suggest you try to get some sleep now. I have a feeling the caper is going to take us all night. Will do. Good night, Master. Sweet dreams. Ich träume von servants, die ich bekomme. Alright, now we just have to wait for Jinky to get back. Das hört sich eigentlich voll leicht an. Muss ich gar nichts machen, liebe Leute. Ich sitze einfach nur da, beobachte die Situation, schlaf, wache hin und wieder auf. Oh ja, cool, hab's dann gerade geklaut, fertig. So, okay, Event-Shop können wir nicht machen. Kommt noch. Nun gut, liebe Leute, aber nicht mehr jetzt, denn wir machen jetzt erstmal einen kleinen Cut. Und beim nächsten Mal geht's dann weiter hier mit Let's Perfect und Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.